And I'm speaking to you, Vance, you're on the tech team.
We're
When
on
you
now.
click on that link, you have to navigate to try to find, and I don't have that kind of time to find this particular program. So this was easier than that. So if you want to move it up front, I'll go to live stream, but everything that's up front, of course, are the noon bites because they're done daily.
Okay, we're live. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living. I am practitioner Sandra Cooper, and it is my pleasure to just spend a few moments with you this evening, just sharing some of the truths that have really stirred my soul, and to just invite us all in for an hour of,
Good evening, everyone.
Connection, of joy, and of love. Okay, so I'm just going to invite you now. I think, Carol, you're going to have to mute. So
yes, I just did.
Awesome. Hi, Daphne, welcome. Okay, so
Why is it still?
I think it's because you have on the sound on YouTube.
No, it's the YouTube.
Okay, got you. All right, so hi, Dawn, good to see you. All right, I just want us to have a little. Technical stuff, and many of us coming from far and wide. And exhale. And with every breath in, just know that that is the breath of life, breath of God, the breath of all that is, that animates every cell and fiber of our being. We just become present to it. Allow it to wash over us. As we release all the activity of this day past, knowing that it is indeed the past. Traffic, visions, conversations, concerns. Just allow them to float away in a cloud of nothingness. And we just allow the breath to take us into that place of stillness where we are present to a divine power that animates our bodies, that stimulates our minds, that guides us always and on to great experiences. Let us just now allow quiet moments to just feel and embrace this presence as we know that it embraces us. Just allow it to walk through us. So I now invite you to just once again take a deep breath in and exhale. Again, in. Exhale. Just know with me that as we breathe, we know that this breath is life, this breath is God, and this breath is expressing through each of us now as a life that we are. It is that which is the idea of this that we call a spiritual mind healing service. It is every word spoken, every idea expressed. It is that within us that hears the message and allows that message to just lift us up to an experience of a higher expression and understanding. Our sons and daughters of the One. So I know that this service is taking place in a warm and joy-filled atmosphere. I know that everyone that comes is very special in this place of joy and just knowing that God is here. Release these words. That law that says, yes. I know that what is unfolding perfectly as it should. For this I'm grateful. I give thanks that this is so. So it is. Oh, welcome. Welcome everyone who is joining us this evening. I see Daphne and Carol, Dawn, Rev, Vance, Auntie Lil, Arlene. Welcome everyone. Now, before we start this evening, for those of you who've just joined, Sandra Cooper, practitioner with Temple of Light, and I just want to ask you a couple questions. And I want you to, I'm going to give you a choice. So get a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to share a scenario with you, and I'm going to ask you to choose either option A or option B. Okay, so I'll tell you the scenario. The first option I read will be option A, and the second option will be option B. So the first one is going on a trip. You're traveling somewhere. Option A, and you're going to put your answer in the chat, okay? Option A is you need to know the route that will get you there in advance. You need to know the route that will get you there in advance. Option B is that you'll figure it out, or you'll figure out how to get there as you go along. You'll figure out how to get there as you go along. Okay, that's option B. Let's write it in the chat and hit enter. The second scenario is your career. Looking at your career. Option A, to find a good job that pays well with a clear career path. Find a good job, pays well, clear career path. You know exactly where you're going. Option B is to start your own business. Start your own business with unpredictable income. Yes. Let's look at the third scenario. Say a personal relationship. Option A, you meet, you get to know each other, you get engaged, You get married and you start a family. Now, some of us are a little bit, further along than the start a family bit, but you get the gist. You meet, you get to know each other, get engaged, get married, etc. That's option A. Option B, so you meet, you have no clear status or future plans, and you live in the moment. Whatever turns up is whatever turns up. And so the last one, financial investment. Financial investment. Option A, investing in instruments with guaranteed risks. Sorry, let me say it again. Investing in instruments with guaranteed returns and low risk. Guaranteed returns and low risk. That's option A. Option B, investing in instruments with high growth potential, but high risk, uncertain return on investment. So that's investing in instruments with high growth potential, but high risk and uncertain return on investment. All right, so I'm going to see, have you been jotting those comments in the chat? Let me see what I'm seeing here. Okay, I'm seeing 1B, 2Bs, Carol, help me to tabulate. I have BA, that's 2Bs, 2As. Another A, another B, and an A, and then a B. You think that looks like about halfway. B, A, B, A, A, B, that's even. A, B, that's even. So we have about half of the group that is A, which is absolute certainty. And the other half seems to be into that which is spontaneous. Now, because I don't have the time now to check on who did what. So maybe there's some of you who are both certain and uncertain with regards to some things. All right. So Auntie Lil says A, B, A, some more A's. Okay, B, A, B, A. Dawn, you were B, A, B, A. Okay, Auntie Lil was more structured and organized. Got you. Okay. All right. I love that. So this evening, we're going to talk about delicious uncertainty. All right. And so, as human beings, we all have a strong preference for certainty over ambiguity. And I want to explore this idea this evening. And my inspiration came from this month's Science of Mind magazine. There was an article by Reverend Sally Robbins in which she quoted the late Saturday Night Live cast member Gilda Radner. And the quote says, this is Gilda Radner speaking, "I've learned the hard way that some poems don't rhyme and some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is not about knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it without having what's going to happen next." And that is what she refers to as delicious ambiguity. So our world is so filled with change and unpredictability. Even in business, they have a term called VUCA that describes the kind of environment that a lot of businesses operating in. It's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, and it's ambiguous, right? So what happens is that we like to, as human beings, we want to know what to expect, which allows us to plan, to make decisions confidently and minimize our risk. Certainty reduces anxiety by offering a clear path forward, helping us to feel anchored and in control of our lives. But on the other hand, ambiguity can trigger discomfort as it leaves us in the dark, forcing us to navigate the unknown without any kind of map. And this we tend to have a more natural inclination towards certainty. And this reflects our deep-rooted desire for stability and the reassurance that comes with that stability. So our minds, friends, crave the familiar, the orderly, the predictable. But life in its infinite wisdom is a dance of ambiguity, a constant flow of unexpected twists and turns. Instead of resisting this flow, is what I'm going to suggest now. Instead of resisting the flow, what if we could savor it, finding joy in the very uncertainty that seems to settle us? Good question. So when we look at the Science of Mind teachings and the principles that we learn here, we find that ambiguity is not to be feared, but embraced as a divine opportunity for growth, creativity, and transformation. We have learned that our thoughts shape our reality. So if we view ambiguity as a threat, it becomes a source of anxiety. However, when we choose to see it as an opportunity, a space for creativity, growth, and endless possibilities, it transforms into something deliciously exciting. You know, our founder Ernest Holmes tells us, and I quote, "We must learn to live by inspiration, to live by intuition, to live on the affirmative side of life, to live as though the kingdom of heaven were at hand and happiness and peace were already here." End of that quote. And so this feels to me like delicious ambiguity. When we trust the flow of life and our inner wisdom, our intuition, even when things are unclear or ambiguous. Holmes suggests that when we recognize our divine nature, we can trust that all experiences, even ambiguous ones, are part of a greater order. So I want you to think about an artist. Carol, you can relate to this, an artist standing before a blank canvas. There is no clear image in mind, no detailed plan, just a potential for something beautiful to emerge. Or imagine getting to a fork in the road of your life, and you are unsure of the path ahead. Do you go right? Do you go left? The familiar road is behind you, and each path represents the unknown, a place where the outcomes are unclear and the journey is undefined. So instead of dreading the uncertainty, what if you saw it as an adventure, where each step is a dance with the unknown and every twist and turn is a chance to discover something new about yourself and the world? Think about that. And so I believe that's the essence of this delicious ambiguity, the thrill of not knowing what comes next and embracing it as part of the adventure, life's wonderful adventure. It is a sweet spot where possibility thrives, where the rigid need for order dissolves into the flexible flow of life's mysteries. It's a space where you can trust that despite not knowing all the answers, everything is unfolding perfectly because there is that within you that knows. So we see delicious ambiguity occurring when you start a new project. You might not have all the details figured out yet. You know, right now we are planning our senior minister's installation, and we have, you know, ideas are being generated as we speak. We know, we kind of have a sense of what we want to do, but it's unfolding and some of it is unknown. We feel this delicious ambiguity when we start a new relationship. In the beginning, you don't know where it's going to lead, but there's a thrill in getting to know this person, you know, letting the relationship just evolve without the pressure of this is how it must go. When there are life transitions, somebody passes or you move to a new country, I'm sure, Reverend Michelle, in all of your wonderful confidence, you know, you might have had some, you know, feelings, whatever those feelings might have been, packing up and leaving leaving your home and what's familiar to you to move to a brand new country. I mean, you have visited here, yes, but living here is a completely different experience. And so this would have been a bit of delicious ambiguity for you. And we can talk about that in a little bit. So the question I want to throw out now is, how do we open our consciousness to enjoy this delicious ambiguity when the mind is screaming for order? It must be this way. The first thing I do, at least for me, is to just trust the process. I believe, my faith is just absolutely unshakable. And I know that life is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it feels unclear. So I trust that even in ambiguity, there's a higher order at play, guiding me towards my greatest potential, and it guides all of us. The other thing is to anchor ourselves in the present. A lot of our stress occurs when we think about, if I coulda, woulda, shoulda, the past and what was my ex-husband used to call what used to was. Or we've gone into the future. In the future, we look at what's going to happen if. So if we can just stay present and instead of worrying, focus on the present, to know that this mindfulness turns each moment into an opportunity for discovery. So we can enjoy the journey, savor the experiences, and allow life to unfold naturally.
Can I give a quick share?
Oh, sure. No, I want to just, go ahead.
Just a quick share. In terms of the needing to know the route. I had a very good friend who we used to travel together to the country. And she told me she loved traveling with me because when we make a wrong turn, I don't get upset. We just say, oh, we're finding a new route to go somewhere.
Yes.
And I mean, I thought that's so interesting. So
yes,
I just wanted to share that.
Awesome. Thank you, my beloved.
That's why I chose B for the first one.
I got you. All right. We talk about cultivate curiosity, to see ambiguity as a playground for your curiosity. Can you imagine that we're sprinkling seeds and we don't know what the seed, what will come from these seeds, but we're going to water those seeds with our joy, with our love and expectations of the best occurring. It says, what can I learn from this? When something happens that might not be so resonant with who we are or what we want. How can I grow? So we need to let curiosity replace fear, move from the unknown into a little bit of excitement rather than anxiety. We also need to be flexible, to let go of the need for the rigid plan, to practice gratitude. It says not for all things, but in all things, give thanks. So everything that occurs, no matter how it might seem or feel in the moment, we need to be grateful. Reframe your perspective. How else can I see this situation? Reframing is a wonderful opportunity to create new possibilities as you navigate some of the turbulence that occurs, and to celebrate the unknown. So to wrap up, I just want to say that this unpredictability that life brings is not something to fear, but something to relish. In these ambiguous moments, this is where you experience your greatest growth, your deepest insights, and your most profound joy. So the next time you find yourself in the midst of uncertainty and your mind screams for order, so just take a deep breath, smile, and allow yourself to savor the deliciousness of the unknown. Embrace it, fully trusting that the path will reveal itself in perfect timing. Just remember that it is in this space of delicious ambiguity that the magic of life, that creation truly happens. So just dive in, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly as it should and for your highest good. That's my tidbit. So I would like to hear, what are some of your thoughts? Thank you for that sharing, Dawn. Ambiguity. What are some of your thoughts? What do you think? What do you feel? What was your aha?
Can I say something, Sandy?
Yes, Arlene, please.
So this morning, this is my inspirational thing that I sent out. It said, between yesterday's mistakes and tomorrow's hope, there's this fantastic opportunity called today. Love it, live it, the day's yours. And that's just in keeping in what you're saying. Live for today. We don't need to know everything about tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
I
You know,
love that. I love that, Arlene. Love it.
yes, it's, you know, we're doing, I'm going to tell you about it in a little bit, but we're doing a webinar on Thursday. And I'm supposed to be the host, the moderator. And I am actually going to Trelawney on Thursday. Well, we're supposed to finish at 2 o'clock, and I'm not driving. So I expect to get back here in due time. But I must admit that my what if thinking kind of snuck into my consciousness for a while. Oh, you know, it's so far away, and what if I don't get back in on? And I just had to take a deep breath and know that everything everything is unfolding perfectly. Okay. Carol, I know that you are a master at ambiguity.
All in divine order.
Yes.
Yes, Carol.
Hi.
Carol will be going to
Yes.
Montego Bay and end up in St. Thomas, and it's okay.
My kind of girl. We're
And
going
it's a
together.
great adventure.
That's me.
Mhm.
See, I'm gonna have to just jump into the water and just make myself heard.
Hi, Daphne. Welcome again.
Thank you. I would say that for me, this whole conversation is ambiguous. I didn't have an idea of how the session was going to go today, and I'm delighted to see it have a form and a shape. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of what this group in Jamaica is about.
Mm.
I'm open at the top and putting my opinions and my conclusions to the side and allowing the opportunity to see how to blend in, how to participate, come naturally.
Mhm. Okay.
So I just wanted to introduce myself to say I'm from California, and I'm from New York originally, but I reside in California, and I was invited by Reverend Michelle, and I'm just looking forward to conversations, and I'm very stimulated by the way you started the group this afternoon. This probably more evening where you are.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say a shout out. Hey, hi, I'm here.
Oh, it's good to have you. You know, we are, that little speck in the center of the Caribbean, but we have such a far reach, and it's just awesome when, we can welcome our sisters and brothers from far places, within our CSL family. Very
I've
great.
been to Jamaica 3 times, so I am.
Oh, so you're no stranger then.
I'm no stranger.
You wanna
My
we?
background is West Indian. Well, my mother's from Panama, but my family is a mixed roots of Barbados, Panama, and St. Kitts and some of the other islands.
Wow. Arlene is saying, hi, Daphne, welcome. She lives in Northern California at this time. That's Arlene, who is online with us.
I see. Hello, Arlene. Yes.
Darling, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well and getting better.
Yes. So this thing of, I like the term delicious. Delicious is a nice word.
Mhm.
It resonated with me because delicious suggests something nice that sort of, when I have my rare ice cream Sunday moment where I wallow in every taste, every crunchy nut, every soft bit of fruit in it, and the sweetness of the ice cream and the cream and the coldness, all of the sensual experiences of that ice cream sundae. And that's that for me, that deliciousness. What I asked myself, what would my life be like if I were to feel that way about uncertainty, about a disappointment, something that I expected to happen hasn't happened. And I've been trying to practice this thing since I read it in this magazine. a couple of days ago. And it made me really feel like, I could live with this. No? All right, we take another comment or two, and then we go into our prayer.
I just wanted to share something that a friend of mine had said. He says, what would life look like when the what ifs turn into when it happens? You know, and it's about letting go, really,
Yeah.
and just allowing life to unfold in
Yes.
faith. And that's, you all joke about me and my travels. But really, if I were to get upset and in a panic every time and I'm not going to call it getting lost, because each time that's so-called getting lost, there's always a pathway that
Mhm.
leads me somewhere unexpected, but quite delicious.
Mhm.
So,
You are a
Um,
girl after my own heart. What when I came here years ago, was on vacation, yada yada yada. But what I used to do at night, Carol, is I would drive around, and then people said, "What if you get lost?" I said, "No. What if I just found another way around?" And so
yeah,
that's how I become more familiar with San Francisco than the
Mhm.
ones that were born here. You
Mhm.
know,
exactly.
yeah.
Got
Exactly.
you. Got you.
I
You
mean,
know,
I've traveled to Greece, where the language is not even recognizable.
Mhm.
You know, with no connections and nowhere to stay.
Mhm.
And
I'd
I had
like
a fantastic time.
I'd like to
Exciting.
interject. I'd like to interject that I think that we all walk by faith to some degree, even
Yes.
as it isn't on an unconscious level, because when we went to bed last night, we didn't think about would we have enough breath to take us through the night, or how would we wake up in the morning. So
Mm.
there's some things that we are doing, or by rote, by habit, by just knowing, a knowing that is not even a thinking about knowing. So
Mhm.
we are already living by faith to some degree, but to become conscious of that is breathing us is
Mhm.
the journey to the
Yes.
connected
Yes.
oneness, that
Oh,
we are just allowing ourselves to recognize that it's not we who are breathing ourselves,
okay.
but that
Thank you
there's
for that.
something greater.
All right. So I'm asking now if, what are your prayer requests? Because this is a time in our service on a Tuesday where we take prayer requests, and we do affirmative prayer for those persons who make requests. So you can write in the chat, Carl. You can let me know if there's anything coming up on YouTube.
There's nothing on YouTube yet.
Mhm.
And I'm not seeing any.
Mhm.
Oh, Arlene for health.
Okay. Okay. Okay, any more?
Dawn for health as well.
Mhm. All right, let me go ahead. I'm seeing.
Yeah. Peace
Dawn
of mind also for
Eat.
Dawn. What's that, Sandy?
No, I'm just saying I would go ahead and then, you can add as we
Yeah.
go
Okay, well, peace of mind for Dawn.
along.
A prayer of right action for Carol Charlton
Carol is online.
on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say that again for Carol.
Prayer of right action.
Right action. Okay.
And well, I can give them to you as you go along, but there's a couple coming in on YouTube.
Okay, got you. All right. So
Are you starting with health?
could do health. That Reverend Michael is there as well. I'm seeing.
Yes.
Okay. And Reverend Michael is also for peace. Okay. Wow. We breathe again and become conscious of our breath. And as we become conscious of the breath, we know that the breath is life. The breath is God. The breath is all that there is. And so we declare and know that God has perfect health expresses in and through us, each and every one of us. That health now expresses as Arlene, as Dawn, as Reverend Michael. It is the health that just permeates every cell and fiber of our being. It is that which knits together every system, every organ, every function, every activity in this that we know as our body temple. I know that the life of God is now just filling every part of our physical bodies, vibrating with vibrant, powerful energy, revitalizing and, every space with its energy, with its power, with its perfection and wholeness. And so I'm knowing that this is the experience that Arlene and Dawn and Reverend Michael have this afternoon and beyond. It is that which anyone who is open and receptive to these words and tuned into the frequency of perfect health now embraces within their physical body temple. And so we rise from any idea of a condition, any sense of dis-ease. We rise into our wholeness, our perfection, our awesomeness, our fullest expression of God. And I am knowing that we are well and whole, perfect and complete. And so I now release these words in the blessed assurance that the love mind acts upon them and and they are manifest as perfect, vibrant, awesome health. I truly give thanks now that all this is so. And so
it is.
And so peace.
There's a request in YouTube from S. Lati for peace.
You said S. Lati?
Yes.
God is peace. That peace surrounds me. In that peace I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Peace is mine and all is well. God is peace, pure peace. God is peace, sweet peace. That peace is mine, mine, and all is well. Oh, we embrace the idea of peace. We allow it to lift us into that space of tranquil expression, where we know that in the stillness, as we embrace the idea of peace, perfect peace, that sense of stillness wafts over us, embraces us with its calm and quiet energy to allow us to still any sense of confusion that might be distracting us in consciousness. We know that as we embrace the fullness of peace, calm, harmony, we know that these ideas surround us, uplift us, infuse us. And we express these ideas in our conversations, in our relationships. As we move into that space of a deeper understanding that everyone is unfolding as they should. And so there's nothing to distress or disturb that sense of peace, So we are distracted and disturbed by no one or nothing. And we just allow the stillness to lift us up. And in this stillness, we hear the whispering of spirit with wisdom, guiding us with wisdom and clarity and understanding to guide us through our daily activities. And so, yes, we declare peace. Peace for Dawn, peace for Reverend Michael, and peace for Eslati, and for anyone else who is tuned into these words and receptive to the vibration of peace at this moment. And so we are grateful. We allow the spirit of peace to move us to that joyful realization that all is well, that everything is unfolding perfectly, just as it should. And for this, we are grateful. And so in a spirit of gratitude, we surrender to the peace that passeth all understanding and allow it to just move us forward on this continued path of our own spiritual growth and unfoldment. I give thanks that all this is so, and so it is.
So it is.
Love for Dawn. Okay. And so right action. There's one God, one presence, one power, that which permeates all creation, that which expresses in through and as each and every one of us. And we know that this presence is that which knit this entire universe together in this beautiful tapestry of perfection. And I'm knowing that each one of us is a special thread woven into this wonderful tapestry. And so I know that as a certainty as the sun will rise every morning and as it sets in the evening, I know that perfect right action is now expressing in our lives as we step away from expectations that things must go a certain way and rise into embracing delicious ambiguity, knowing that perfect right action is a part of that ambiguity, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. And so I declare and know that the right people show up in the right places at the right time, that all the resources we need for our projects, for our expenses, for every aspect of our lives, I know those resources present themselves. I know that, whatever might appear to be lost or misplaced, I know that there is never anything lost in mind. And so everything finds its way to its rightful place at the rightful time. And so in the space of right action, I'm knowing that Carol and anyone else who is open and receptive to these words is now grounded in that absolute understanding that the divine presence is large and in charge, fully guiding every move, every action, every activity, every occurrence, every response, everything, all God, all good. And there's nothing to thwart that effort. There's only God to know, God to experience, and God to express. I know this with all my heart, and in this consciousness, I release these words now in the assurance that the law says yes and provides for us fully, perfectly, and bountifully everything for our absolute and highest good. I know that this is so now as I declare that it truly is expressing as so, and so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
Mm-hmm. And is love the last one, Carol?
Yes,
Carol?
it is. Yes,
Okay. Wow. Love. What a joy to even say those words as we declare and know that each of us was created out of the one love we know as God. That love that shaped us. That love that made each one of us so beautifully different. That placed us on this planet like beautiful flowers in its garden. Each one of us experiencing itself in so many wonderful, unique, and different ways. What a joy to know that this is love expressing, that we are love expressing. We are God expressing as love, and we are love expressing as God. And so I know for Dawn, I know for Daphne, for Carol, for Dawn, yes, for Michelle and Vance and Lilith, Arlene, Jennifer, Michael, Shima, myself, and everyone who is tuned in on YouTube and anywhere else, even to just feel the vibration of love that is just permeating every single part of this amazing space in which we live and move and have our being. We know that we can never escape the sweetness of love, the deliciousness of love. Because, you know, when we feel it, we know, and we can't help but express it and reach out and touch another and to share that love, to connect the love in me connecting with the love in you. And to know that we truly are one. Because it's one love, one life. And so together, we just get together and feel all right. And all is well. So in love we live, in love we move, in love we have our being. And we just allow it to heal, to bless us, to prosper us, to liberate us, to move us into that higher place of conscious awareness that we are one with God, one with love, one with all that is, and that everything is love expressing, no matter what the appearance. It's all God and it's all good. I know this. I believe this. I accept this with all my heart, and I release my word now with a sense of absolute acceptance that the word spoken can never return to me void. It just must bring its highest manifestation right here and right now. And so with gratitude, I truly give thanks that all this is so now. And together we say,
And so it is.
so it is.
Wow.
Thank you, Sandy.
And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My pleasure, Dawn. My pleasure to everyone. Okay, so we have a few short notices that open my eyes. I see Reverend Annie have joined. I see Leighton. Hi, Leighton. Welcome. Let me just share with. Sorry, I did that. Carol, I saw something came up in chat a while ago. I didn't.
Let's see.
Okay, so
a treatment for peace from Leighton.
Oh, Leighton, we did an amazing treatment of peace. And I know that wherever you were, that treatment embraced you. And so what I will do is that in my prayer work tonight, I will include you again and do an affirmative prayer for you. Okay?
And for his daughter.
Yes, I certainly
Ariel.
shall. Yes, got that. Thank you. All right, so we now going to just have a few notices. And I just want to share with you our lifeline this Thursday at 6 o'clock. We have the pleasure of our own Douglas Arain, the Honorable Douglas Arain, who is going to be part of a discussion in the Jamaican parlance. Church don't have no business in business, or does it? You know, there are a couple of ministers that I've had the pleasure of meeting that I've shared with, because I'm sure that some of the other CSL ministers could benefit from this discussion. So this is this Thursday, where we'll have Doug as our guest, Reverend Michelle as our host, and I will be the moderator on this program. And so we're going to look at churches as spiritual organizations. Should we be involved in business? And from a science of mind perspective, we're going to look at that and answer that question. And Doug had asked, he called me today to ask if we have any questions yet. I said, well, not yet. But any questions you might have that you would want him to address on Thursday, please feel free to, you can just drop me a WhatsApp note or just put it in the chat and I'll be sure to get it on to him. All right, so that's Thursday, 6 o'clock on YouTube. We will be streaming from Zoom, but we'll have our audience on YouTube, okay? And please, friends, save the dates for our exciting, what we call our spiritually uplifting installation weekend for our new senior minister. This is from November 8th to the 10th. We're going to get some more details for you shortly, but we're kicking off with a fantastic concert on the Friday night with the world-renowned Ricky Baz, and she's going to bring some amazing music to us. And we have a number of other guest artists as well. We'll tell you about that as we go along. The Saturday is the installation, and Sunday we'll be having a wonderful special Sunday service to culminate the weekend. So look out for more details, but save the date, put it in your diary, and you know, no trips, no country weekend, nothing. You will be here for the installation. Okay. Another one of the services that we have here at the Temple of Light is what we have dubbed the Legal Light Saturdays, where a number of our members who are attorneys at law have volunteered their services to support us with any questions you might have about legal matters relating to real estate, estates of your family members who might have passed, you know, life planning matters, and any other legal matter that you might want to discuss. We have between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. on a Saturday, someone is physically at the temple, and that person will work with you on a one-to-one basis. It is free. It's one of our community outreach services, and we invite you to tell your friends. This is something we don't want to be kept a secret, okay? The next thing that we're going to share is just to let you know that prayer is one of the fundamental aspects of the work we do at the Temple of Light. And so there's always an opportunity for prayer. You can email into us, and Reverend Michelle herself will pray with you. Or there is, after Sunday service, there's a practitioner who will pray with you. And, you know, prayer is just a phone call away. Okay. So think about next Tuesday as well. Reverend Sonia. Reverend
Yes,
Sonia will be. Reverend Anne, can you mute? Yeah. She will be doing the spiritual mind healing service next Tuesday. My goodness, we're in September already. Tuesday will be the 3rd of September. So we have Reverend Sonia who will be doing that. So we'll let you know more about that on Sunday. And friends, if you do feel moved to support our ministry, please feel free to donate at donate.templeoflightcsl.org. And we are really grateful for your generosity as you help us to be a beacon of light for the world. And so you might be about to hit that donate button. So I ask that you just rest your hand on your heart and we say together, lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch. And replenish all of my financial affairs. Thank you, Father. And so it is.
So it is.
And friends, we'll close with the prayer for our center and the prayer for Jamaica. So please feel free to join us as we share together the prayer for our center. The Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, is a sacred field embodying
Spiritual community
from
from
which
which the
life,
vibes, peace,
love,
love,
and
and joy emanate.
to touch, to
Touch,
heal,
to
bless,
heal, bless, prosper,
and to
and
liberate
liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way.
way.
the
The
light of
light
the
of
Light of
Christ
Christ illumines us,
illumines
our
us, our
center
center
and
and our
our
family.
our spiritual
Our spiritual community is filled with
and
and
surrounded by the presence of God,
presence of God,
and is
and it's
growing from
growing
strength
from
to
strength to strength. The power of
power of
God
God expands
expands our
consciousness,
consciousness of truth,
guiding
guiding us
guiding us
ceaselessly
ceaselessly
along
along
paths
the
of
path of
wisdom,
wisdom,
spiritual
spiritual
growth,
growth, unfoldment,
unfoldment, and
and
attainment.
attainment.
We are blessed.
We are blessed.
God be the
God
honor
be the honor and glory forever.
and so it
And
is.
so it is.
And the prayer for Jamaica. The radiant light
The
of
radiant
God
light of God's love is now
flowing through
flowing
us,
through us and from us.
From
everything and
Everything and
everyone
everyone
in
in
touch.
the
The
eternal
eternal
light
light of
of
God's
God's love
love now
now
now completely
completed,
fills,
fills, covers,
us,
and
and
surrounds
surrounds
our
our
island.
island.
the
The
glowing
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 intensity
intensity
of
of
God's
light of
love
God's
God's
now
love
love
now
penetrates and
now
penetrates and
interpenetrates and
awakens
within the
awakens
within the
hearts and
in
hearts
the
minds
and
hearts
of
minds
all
of our
of
men and
countrymen.
women.
countrymen and women.
The truths
The
of
truths
life
of life
free.
which set free. The
The
light of
light of
God's
God's
love is
growing
growing and glowing in intensity
in
in the hearts and
women
minds of mankind everywhere. Love,
of health,
health,
harmony,
harmony,
with
goodwill, peace,
upright,
uprightness, integrity,
joy,
joy, prosperity, kindness, and our
And our
oneness under God
are
are
now
now established. And so it is.
it is. And so we end this evening as we started with God. We truly are grateful for the time spent together. We're grateful for the opportunity to just explore the idea of delicious ambiguity and to reaffirm that the divine presence that created us, that expresses in through and as us, that is our guide, our source, our substance, that presence has our highest interest at heart, that presence moves us forward and upward on this continuing path of spiritual growth and unfoldment, placing us exactly where we need to be placed, providing for us exactly what we need in the moment, in every moment. And so we allow ourselves to just surrender and to allow that presence to support us, to nurture us, to inspire us, to provide for us in every way. We can't go wrong because God is large and in charge, and all is well. And so we are grateful for this evening, and we're grateful for every experience that has taken place this evening. And so as we go to our respective destinations, we take with us the knowing that, we are just free to be, and we're open to the wisdom of spirit. And we are guided, supported, nurtured, and blessed in every way. I know this as a truth about each and every one of us, those who are present here and those who who are open and receptive to these words, wherever they may be in the world. And so it is with joy and deep gratitude that I release these words, knowing that they're fully and perfectly conditional. I truly rejoice that all this is so, and together we say,
And so it is.
So it is.
thank you all for being a part of this experience. I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday, supporting our Lifeline program.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks everyone.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.